What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video after a day of Super Mario Galaxy, I think, and then Tortured Souls on the night stream. Now, not gonna lie, your boy Doody doesn't watch the Tortured Soul playthrough because I don't feel like having my soul tortured. So, Doody skipped that. I did watch a little bit of the podcast, and of course, a little bit of Mario Galaxy. Doody was pumping out the content this weekend, though, as you can see. I think yesterday I posted like 8 or 9 videos, most of them Kino Casino, because Kino Casino is back. And there was a lot of good content, especially around the whole Asmongold and so on. So this is me reviewing the daily rap. But by the way, I'm going to create another video right after this, where I'm going to talk about the Asmaroach DSP redemption arc 1 week later. And want to take a look at how this week has been going for DSP and just kind of do a 1 week summary or a status, as Phil likes to say, on the collaboration and the redemption and see where exactly it's at. So let's get into it, folks.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Sunday, the 30th of November, 2025. Although it was the final day of the month, it was the beginning of my holiday festivities here on DSP Gaming. And so allow me to summarize for you what you may have missed to see if you're interested in any of it and checking it out here after the fact. We started off today with a very fun and chill level 1 podcast. Topics included talking about the upcoming week, which is a very short one, and what we're likely going to do and not do because it's such a short week, and all of the stuff that I ordered on Black Friday is coming over the next several days. Notably, as we were discussing that stuff and we were celebrating the new animations and new pop-ups were happening, 2 items arrived. Item number 1 was my brand new Razer Wolverine Pro 8K controller. Item number 2 was a brand new speaker set called the Edifier M60. And we unboxed them live, checked them out, hooked them up, and did we test them? No. Why didn't we test them? Well, because, quite frankly, I wasn't really doing anything at that point to test them. I was going to play Super Mario Galaxy 2, so this only works with PC. Can't really use it with the Switch 2. The speakers, however, we did test. We hooked them up, and they sounded pretty good during the Mario Galaxy 2 stuff. However, I didn't have the ability yet to really adjust them. They actually sync with an app that's in your phone that you can get, and the app allows you to actually tweak all of the different decibel levels of the different frequencies of sound. So I didn't really get to do that yet, but I did notice that it had some significant bass. And I was like, ooh, my previous speakers were the ones just built into the TV. They didn't have any bass. So it's nice to have speakers that have some bass. Anyway, so after hanging out on the podcast, doing the unboxing, enjoying each other's company, we then jumped into Super Mario Galaxy 2.
All right, well, I'm going to stop it here because, of course, I have something to say about the whole the whole purchasing Black Friday nonsense from DSP. So, yeah, of course, just like we called it, just like everyone pretty much called it, anytime Phil gets a little bit of money, it burns a hole in his pocket and he has to spend it. That's right. Literally not even a week passed. And this guy took any money that he made, which is roughly what? I think he made about $4,000 in total. I think for the week he made like $4,000, I think. And that was the bump that he got from Asmongold. He spent about $2,700 of that money gone on just pointless nonsense. Really. I mean, the only thing I'm not going to complain about really is the monitor. But of course, Phil had to waste. He had to spend it on He had to spend $1,000 on one monitor. I guess the Asus 32-inch. I think that's what he bought. Way overpriced, and of course he doesn't even need that. He really doesn't. He could have got away with like a 1440p Asus monitor that did like 240 FPS. That would have been really nice for about $200. He could have got 2 of them for $200, and they would have been a nice, size 32-inch, and that would have been perfect for him. He would have been able to game, And the other thing, the idiot plays in 1080p because, of course, he thinks that that's going to give him some advantage. It's going to give him some advantage, you know what I mean? That extra 3 or 4 SPFs that he's going to get, right? That he's going to get. He thinks that that's going to save the business or save his stream. Bro, it isn't, bro. When it gets to a certain point, you don't even notice You really don't, because I believe I read somewhere that your vision, we only see at like a 60 FPS. Anything faster than that, our eyes can't. Our eyes can't see it. It's just so dumb. But of course, he's the constant consumer, and he was sitting there basically going through things and saying, "Well, this is the most expensive one, so this must be the best one." No, you idiot. No, no, Phil. That's not how life works, you idiot. You read, you research, you find what you need, and then you pick 2 or 3 items, right, within your price point. You pick something that's maybe a little bit more expensive, you pick something mid-range and a little bit cheaper, and then you essentially just read the reviews, you balance out what they offer, and you pick one. But there's no reason why you feel of all people need to spend $1,000 on one monitor. Bro, I don't even spend $1,000 on one monitor. And I actually game, and I do editing, and I do a whole bunch of stuff on my PC. I actually have a real studio, Phil, unlike you. Good God, what a waste of money. But of course, he goes ahead and wastes all the money. And then when people call him out about it, he gets all upset. And actually, yesterday we did get a really funny clip where he actually said, people are going to complain and say things like, "Why didn't you buy something for your wife?" That's stupid. Really, the man literally said that it's stupid to buy his wife something. I mean, that's the mindset Phil has here. But, again, it's all about him. It's all about him. It's it's all about me, re. And he doesn't care about anyone else. You would think he would finally get that honeymoon for his wife. You know what I mean? And it doesn't need to be expensive, Phil. Really, man. You don't need to take her to Hawaii or Japan, brother. Just take her for like a 3-day vacation outside of Renton, Washington, and do something fun, bro. I think that'll be plenty. I think most people will say, "Oh, good try." At least he tried, right? But not Phil. No, he rather spend it on a fucking joystick. The man has how many joysticks? 20 joysticks laying around, and it doesn't matter, Phil. You're still a garbage player. He literally thinks that the peripheral, if he spends just a little bit more money, that he's gonna actually get, he's gonna be better. No, Phil, it makes no difference, man. Really, it doesn't. Trust me, because I can play with my $39 Xbox controller and whip you in any game. Really, Phil, except for Street Fighter. I suck at Street Fighter. But any other game, brother, COD, you name it, I will whip your ass in the game, and you can have your $300 fucking Elite controller, and you can just give me a fucking $34 Xbox controller, the regular one that comes out right out of the system, the box, and I will whip up on you, brother. I will, okay? Good God, man, such a wasteful person, man. Can you dropping almost $3,000 on one day for what? For what? You didn't need a desk. You really didn't. Honestly, you really didn't need a desk. What you had there was perfectly fine. The monitors, that's fine. But there was no reason why you had to spend $1,000 on one monitor and then $200 on the other. You should have just got 2 of those, and you would have been perfectly content. But not Phil. No. He has to get gourmet studio supplies. Fucking guy, man. All right, let's keep going. He's going to talk about Mario Galaxy. I'm not sure if I'm that into it, but we'll see what he has to say.
The good news is it went swimmingly, even though there were a few stages there that were challenging. Nothing really gave me too much of a challenge. I died a few times to a few stages, but for the most part, it was progress moving forward very productively.
Yeah, it's productively.
And we actually
positively
have completed almost everything in the game. In fact, I think there's only one of the prankster comments left that we didn't do yet, and the final stage of World 6.
Let's speed this
up, folks. Now, the game leads you to believe that's the end of the game, but people have already explained to me that if I've gotten enough stars, there will be a final secret world that will unlock, and apparently I've been told I got enough stars. So after we beat World 6, we'll then unlock, essentially, the true endgame content. So we are coming to the end of the Super Mario Galaxy 2 playthrough, likely another 1 to 2
Thank God.
tops, and we'll probably beat the game completely. I might even 100% it, because I'm close to getting all the stars, okay? So, that being said, great stream. We had pretty good attendance, I would say. Still, almost double attendance. Previously, playing this game, I probably brought in 150 to 200 viewers on YouTube, and if I was lucky, maybe like 60, 70 on Kick. Now, we had almost 300 or more viewers for most of the stream on YouTube, and we had over 100 viewers on Kick, so way increased.
No, again, Phil, over-exaggerating. He had 267 peak on YouTube, and then I think his Kick had like 89 or 90. he's really significantly lost his viewership. And I'm going to go through that in the next video. We're going to talk about his average view count, his sub count, and all this stuff, and how literally within a week, everything's just right back down to where he was before Asmongold gave him a little bit of charity. So,
And once again, support, engagement, everything was outstanding. So 0 complaints. Everyone had a great time. Thank you so much. Mario moves forward positively. Okay.
By the way, even support, I think, what did he walk away with? He made like $175 on his podcast, right? And then literally made like another $40 on his playthrough. And then last night, one massive dent came out of nowhere and gave him $300, a super chat. Some dent name, I'm sure an OIC account. Some dent name, something, I don't know, Fisher, whatever the hell I would know. But again, you know, he's back to that whole whatchamacallit where 1 or 2 whales are coming in to save the business. That's essentially what he's back to. His viewership is garbage. Last night, he couldn't even pull. I think he dipped under 200 yesterday for a good amount of it. And no one cared. No one wanted to watch Tortured Souls because, again, no one wants to be tortured by his shitty gameplay.
Late stream tonight was the continuation of Tormented Souls 2. And I did use the Razer Wolverine controller. So initial impressions, because I'll give you more detail. I just want to summarize. It is the lightest weight controller I have used in the modern era. The only controller in my time using controllers I think was lighter than this was the NES pad. It's just so light. It's like back in the day when you had a SNES pad or a Genesis pad. It's that light. Like I guess there's no motion in it. Like there's no motion like rumble or anything. So since there's no rumble motor, they just made it all about the actual ease of use and comfort rather than the thing shaking. It apparently has an insanely long battery. I don't know. I only used it for tonight. But it does have an app, okay, that you can sync with. What it is, it's not really an app. It's a program for your computer. It lets you tweak and calibrate. So I actually calibrated both thumbsticks. I tested the gamepad. The gamepad has a couple different modes. I tried one of the modes tonight, the 8-way mode. The buttons feel good. I mean, I only played Tormented Souls 2, but for first impressions, it's a great gamepad. Like, I don't have a single complaint. And by the way, it has a polling rate, get this, up to 8,000. Now, that's insane. You know, they say if you want a good polling rate, you need around 1,000. This one does like low to high. It's like 800, 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, 8,000. So I played on 2,000 tonight, and I loved it. So anyway, great stuff.
And again, if you watch any of his playthrough, which I caught a little bit of it this morning, he was still terrible. He spent literally like 30 minutes on one boss because, of course, he just sucks at playing. And he literally sat there and screamed and cried and bitched and complained about devs and everything, and the camera angle and all the same nonsense he complains about. So literally, what he spent $300 on this controller, $300 for 3 cent gaming. That's right. It's like a sandwich shop owner, right? It's like someone that owns a sandwich shop, right? And their sandwiches are just garbage. They taste like crap. They're garbage, right? No one eats their sandwiches, but they go and buy, they go and spend $100K on cooking equipment. You know what I mean? An oven and all this stuff, standing convention ovens and all this stuff, right? Thinking that that's going to make them a better cook or a better, a better sandwich maker. And it's not, because they suck. Their recipe sucks. They suck. They don't have the skill for it. They don't put the effort to learn. They don't put the effort to learn new recipes. They just think that spending $100K on new restaurant equipment will make them better, and it doesn't work that way. First you have to work on your craft, right? And then when you work on your craft and you're really good at it, then you invest money for better equipment, Phil. Okay? It's like, it's like giving a monkey a chainsaw. It's not gonna do anything. It's just gonna wreak havoc. And that's essentially what Phil is. Phil is a monkey with a chainsaw here. But again, he rather spend all this money, on toys than actually do something productive. Like maybe, fix his dishwasher finally, take his wife on a honeymoon, rip out that nasty, disgusting carpet from his office and put new carpet in. That way he doesn't have to spray cologne to hide the smell from his room. You know what I mean, Phil? You could do things like that. How much money have you made with the Kino arc and the Asmongold arc, where you could have refinished your bathroom, the one that's broken, or the kitchen that's fucked up, that you told PPP you're waiting to save money so that you can redo the whole kitchen? You could have done one of them, or maybe both of them, if you would have found someone to give you a good deal. You know what I mean? But no, he rather spend it on a controller that doesn't even make him any better at his craft.
So far, I like the controller. I'll give you more feedback as I use it more in other games, okay? Tonight, in Tormented Souls 2, great progress. We did finish up the school, and we finished up the optional objectives that apparently will allow us to get the best ending. We headed back to the church, unlocked it. It's the final dungeon of the area, of the game, I should say. And we continued on there, and, just good stuff. The only thing is there was one puzzle that was very cryptic. I couldn't figure out. I looked it up. I was like, I'm not going to get stuck on this forever. But outside of that, great stuff, and we're actually in a good position next time to maybe finish the playthrough. I'm not sure because I don't know how long this final area is, but from how people were talking, it sounds like we're near the end. Like, if I just play well next time, I don't really get hung up on any puzzles. This is it. Of course, there apparently are one or two optional things to get the best ending, which I want to do. But I'm feeling good. I'm thinking we're actually probably going to beat it soon, and it should be a great finale maybe next time we play it.
No one cares,
Support
Phil.
was absolutely outstanding tonight. Over the top crazy. There was one person with a huge contribution.
That's what it was. One person, one dent, OIC sock account that came in and dropped $300, a super chat. So he literally made $200 because YouTube took a third.
Everyone else chipped in too. Again.
No, not everyone. One whale. One whale came in, Phil, and saved the stream.
Engagement, great. Everyone was talking and relaxing.
Yes, everyone.
I'm really liking the fact that
200 dents
previously, for a playthrough like this, people would be engaged, and all of a sudden it would get like quiet. No one would talk. It's not like that anymore. Even the YouTube side, everyone is talking, having a nice conversation the entire time I'm playing. That's awesome. That means the world that people like to hang out at my streams now. It's, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't used to feel like that. Some streams would be like dead, but now it's like fun all the time. So once again, another day, 0 complaints. Everything went incredibly well. Super stoked for more. Thank you all so very much. Okay? All right. So that was today. What about tomorrow?
Okay, Phil, that's I'm done with it. It's been a week, brother. It's been a week with you sitting there and, but again, all of this is very reminiscent of the Kino Casino arc, and we know how great that ended. Okay, Phil. So, yeah, it's been a week. I'll give my thoughts on a separate video, just recapping the arc, the arc, and, yeah, I mean, I have nothing else to say about this video. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out, everyone.